Do you know how I knew your name was Doc? I can remember when I was a little boy. My grandmother and I could hold conversations entirely without ever opening our mouths. She called it shining.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Burns Reviews End and Explain, and today we were talking about The Shining. So, just to give you a fast recap, for those of you who haven't seen it, I'm sure you did. Jack takes his family up to the Overlook Hotel to be the caretaker for 6 months during the off-season, which is between October and May. And during that time, ghosts start to, they start some stuff. And he becomes more and more possessed by ghosts. Danny is having apparitions of the past and the future. And Wendy is doing her best to try to keep the balance between the family. Things get progressively worse. And by the end of the movie, he's basically kind of possessed.
Here's Johnny!
Scatman Crothers, Tom Hallorann, he comes up to the hotel. He gets up there, he gets killed. Jack chases Danny through a maze. Danny retraces his steps, runs back. Jack gets lost. Wendy and Danny escape in the snowmobile, and we pen in on a photo of Jack, who is now in the photo for 1921's 4th of July photo at the Overlook Hotel, leaving people wondering, what? There's really only like one or two theories that kind of add up. He was always in the photo, or he wasn't, right? If he was always in the photo, that means he was reincarnated. Same cycle, kind of, everything that's happened happens again. Time is a flat circle and all that BS, yeah. Okay, great. And that would kind of explain why Delbert Grady became Charles Grady. It's just reincarnation, right? The other theory is that it's not reincarnation, but rather the hotel absorbs you after, I guess a blood sacrifice, or you do its bidding, after he's dead. It just pulls him back into the hotel, right? Now he's part of the hotel. If you look at earlier scenes in the movie, they show that photo again a little bit, and it's a different photo altogether. It's not like he was added in. That photo was really never there. It was always kind of just in the background in the final scene and no other scene. Now, granted, you can go either way with this ending, but the simple answer is that if you read an interview with Stanley Kubrick, what you'll find out is that his goal with this movie is to just unnerve you. He basically decided, well, you know what, I'm just going to do these little subtle things. Like in this scene, the chair is there and then it's not. It's just meant to give you that uneasy feeling, like you know it, and maybe you saw it, but you're not entirely sure. If you try to figure it out, you lose all the mystique that is The Shining, the Overlook Hotel. As far as the ending goes, I'm of the opinion that he got absorbed back into the hotel. I don't think it's reincarnation. I think he was basically pulled in. I think he was a weak man who's an alcoholic. There's 3 key point scenes in this movie that I think is kind of like the deal with the devil. And during this time, the Exorcist came out in the same time. The movies were really big on the devil, and a deal with the devil and all that kind of stuff, like talking directly to the devil.
Look, your daughter doesn't say she's a demon. She says she's the devil himself.
I think this guy is the devil, or at least a messenger for the devil. Because there's even a scene where Jack says this.
Goddamn soul. Just a glass of beer.
And like clockwork, there he is. And he's like, look, man, I'll make a deal with you. If you want that beer, I'll make that deal. But, you gotta kill your family. And I think, being who Jack is, obviously that's not his original intent, but I think the idea is that the extreme things that people will do under these circumstances. And I think that's what really Kubrick is trying to pull on, is that people will literally do anything to get something that they want if they're an addict. And that's what it's really all about. He's a recovering alcoholic. So if you look at it, it's kind of reminds me of Stranger Things, because they water it down from. They don't open with "go kill your family." There's 3 pivotal moments. So the first thing he does is that he breaks his promise to his family. He promises his family, he's like, look, I'll never drink again.
It did come out of it all because he said, Wendy, I'm never going to touch another drop. And if I do, you can leave me.
And he does exactly that. Strike 1, right? But again, it's like he water it down, and it's not that big of a... You can still recover, right? All right, so stage 2, right? he goes to the room 237. He sees a beautiful lady. And again, this is like the temptation bullshit. He goes for it.
Adultery.
And he just gets with the lady. Right? I mean, he doesn't do anything bad, but like, he's making out with the lady. So it's like, clearly adultery here. He's clearly just going for it. No disconcern for his wife or his kid or any of that. We're basically betraying the trust and love of the family more and more and more, right? And then finally, he's locked in a cage, right? And again, this is going back to what I think is a metaphor for addiction with alcoholism, I think, right? His family has literally put him in a box. And just like a drug dealer, Grady comes up, tells him, I will release you from this box, but, me and some of the others got some doubts about whether or not you're going to do anything, correcting your family. And he's like, at this point, he's full crazy, man. He's like, I'll do whatever you want. And they do. He lets them out, and he's on a full mission to go kill his family. So, again, to recap, I think it's like a 3-strike thing he does with the devil. Phase 1, he breaks his promise to his wife. He starts drinking again. Phase 2, it's adultery. He's with the girl in the room. She becomes an old lady, whatever. But he still basically gave more of his soul. And then stage 3, he's locked in a box. He could have waited for Wendy to come back, and he could have just stayed there, cooled off, whatever. But he decides, nope, I'm going to go, and I'm going to get out there, and I'm going to kill my family. So strike 1, 2, and 3. As far as the ending being kind of subjective, I really can't say that the ghosts aren't real. And this is why. There's one definitive moment where, because I've watched this movie a million times, there's zero explanation for why he would get out of this room. When he's in this room, Shelley, Duvall put him in, Wendy put him in there. I can't possibly imagine Danny letting him out. I mean, that'd be a hell of a twist. But the only reasonable explanation is that Delbert Grady let him out. That's the only reasonable explanation. So if Delbert Grady let him out, then ghosts are real. This is fully a ghost story, like Kubrick talks about in the interview. And this is meant to unsettle you. This is meant to show you a metaphor for alcoholism. It's meant to show you it's just meant to be a creepy ghost story that's not supposed to make sense. It is a puzzle box that does not have a solution. And I think it is a great piece of work, but I would love to hear what you guys think about it. Be sure to comment down below. I want to know. I'll put a poll. I'll put a question. What do you guys think? Do you think that Jack was always a caretaker? Do you think that he was absorbed into the hotel? I love hearing fresh theories about this movie because there's so many loose ends that you can literally apply anything you want. There's a great documentary called Room 237 that talks about Indian burial grounds, and it talks about the Holocaust, and it talks about the moon landing. And there's so many different theories about what this movie is trying to say. And I love that. That's so awesome. So please, comment down below what you think the ending represents to you, and be sure to check out the 4K edition of The Shining, along with the Steelbook and the Blu-ray, and Dr. Sleep comes out on November 8th. Again, I am Johnny Burns from Burns Reviews, and you just got burned. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We have come back after a long time, and we are now doing a Patreon, which is going to be preloaded with lots of gifts and goodies. Be sure to check it out in the link below. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to doing more of these videos. Probably going to be bi-weekly, and until next time, guys, thank you so much.